La Ragazza is a Tuscan-themed restaurant that offers some amazing dishes. But first, I need a drink. I'm going to meet up with General Manager Blair Hines to see what she's mixing up behind the bar. All right, Blair, I'm ready to dive in. What are we starting with?
So we are starting with Como and Garda. We take our white and red wines at the end of the week, and instead of dumping and getting rid of them, we reduce them down and turn them into simples.
I mean, no one wants to waste wine.
No.
Ever. But that's interesting. So you take it and you reduce it down, and it still has enough sweetness to it to become a simple syrup?
Yeah, so when I was actually testing and developing, instead of doing the traditional simple syrup ratio, I actually brought the sugar down even further.
Wow.
Because I felt like it took away from the integrity of the bitterness from the wine that you get, and so that you can still get it, but in cocktail form.
Yeah, so it's almost more of like, a wine syrup that still has a lot of heavy wine flavors. I'm very fascinated. Okay, let's dive in. I'm ready for this.
All right, we ready?
Yeah. Okay.
So the cool thing about this being less sugar content, that means that I get to incorporate more. So we're doing a full ounce of that for the white wine.
Okay.
And then I did a vodka base. You can do gin, but vodka's a really great neutral spirit to work with.
Right, all booze, no flavor.
That's right. And then we've got 3/4 of an ounce of our lemon and 2 dashes of orange bitters.
What are you going for when you're coming up with this stuff?
I think approachability. You have to think about, how do I expand people's minds on what craft cocktailing is, while also making it relatable, palatable, and sellable.
Right.
So that's kind of the direction I feel like I want to go with the cocktail program here.
I am so intrigued by this, because this is a concept I have not heard of.
I kind of let the other bartenders play around with the garnishes on all of these, because it's our feature, so it's not something that necessarily has to be set. But just something pretty, something bright, something to contrast. It's
got a lovely contrast with the blueberries and the lemon peel here. So let me hop in. It's very rich. It's not sweet. That's not how I describe it. But it's not that overly booze heavy as well. It does have a lovely citrus strike right through it though. But also it is still very, very refreshing. Yeah. Interesting. All right, what's next?
So next up, we've got our Angelo Azzurro. So this was a cocktail that kind of came about in the 80s, but became really popular in the 90s.
Okay.
In Italy. It's a super big club drink.
Right.
Super booze forward.
Interesting. Okay.
There is lots where that comes from. A lot of booze.
Interesting. Yeah, because this is an Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
So you're really leaning into the Italianness of the cocktails?
Yeah, absolutely. So this one has a full 3 ounces of gin. Oh, and we're just getting started.
Wow. Tell you what, your technique is something I haven't seen before as far as using a double jigger.
Oh yeah, it's one of my big things that I love about, I guess, bar style. Some people are like, oh, it's flair. And I'm like, I like to say bar style. I feel like it's more of a dance and a flow.
Sure.
But it's efficiency. In this one, it surprisingly sells a lot more than I had expected.
Sure. For a lot of people, gin is a liquor that they just cannot get into. I really enjoy it quite a lot. So I'm really curious where this is going. And of course, with Blue Cow, it's got that electric blue.
It's beautiful. Yeah. You can see why it's popular in clubs.
Oh yeah, that's gonna light up on the disco floor.
Yes, it will.
And what are we garnishing this?
Just a classic lemon twist, just a nice little express, and you drop her in.
Just give that a go. All right. Yeah, it is a lot of fun looking.
It is. Right now. It's definitely a statement piece when it hits the floor.
When you say booze forward, that's exactly what is happening there. The orange is getting kind of lost in the background a little bit, but that little bit of twist of the lemon also is helping quite a bit. Wow, that is very, very interesting. Okay, one more cocktail.
One more. So I feel like everyone knows for the most part, a Negroni,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Oh, yeah.
It is a classic. It is Italian in and of itself, but
I would say that most people, when they think about Italian cocktails,
they
Negroni.
think they go Negroni. So
Yeah.
I wanted to kind of show a Negroni in a different light,
Okay.
utilizing something different. So we're gonna sub out the vermouth
Okay.
for a Verna, which
Verna.
this is a
Yeah, I'm not familiar with a
it's a Sicilian Amaro.
Okay.
All Amaros in general are basically citrus, roots, herbs, botanicals soaked in
Interesting.
pure alcohol.
Okay.
And then, but all Amaros are, traditionally speaking, Italian.
Okay.
They originated in Italy. And then coming back in, we've got an ounce of gin, and then an ounce of Campari, which everybody knows and loves. Yeah, a lot of the times, so Averna specifically, a lot of the times is used as like a nightcap, a digestivo over soda. I enjoy
Sure.
Averna with just Averna and soda.
Yeah.
It's very, it's medicinal.
It's medicinal.
It's medicinal. Traditionally, that's how they were all created to be tonics to kind of help your digestive system.
Sure.
A lot darker than the traditional Negroni, but
This is, it's so interesting. Those earthy flavors are just coming alive.
Yep.
And it does have that, very complex flavor. It's something that if you're used to drinking a gin and tonic, if you're used to drinking a Jack and Coke, yeah, this is gonna throw you for a loop for sure.
Absolutely.
But it's complex, but I still think very, very tasty as well.
it's one of my favorites.
Wow. That is interesting. I can't wait to finish this, but I'm curious about what's going on in the kitchen as well.
Yeah.
Blair, thanks for having us.
Yeah, of course, it was a pleasure.